Alright. It's a video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the GamerCast Network video game show for Sunday, September 14th, 2008. This is episode 107. I'm Chad, and this week for the roll call, when I say your name, tell me the most ridiculous quest you have played in a game. And joining me this evening is Ivan.
Probably have to be World of Warcraft, where you help a little goblin find his car keys by kill boars and then have a little hellhound eat the boar and then take a crap and then see if the keys are in his crap.
Bastard. That was what I was going to say, but now I have to think of a new one.
And also joining us is Phil.
Yeah, I was going to say something similar. For some reason, Warcraft has this infatuation with feces. So there was the one quest for one of the level 25 to 30 dungeons called Going Guano, where you got to pick up bat crap. And then there's one in Nagran, which is like a level 65 area, and you've got to pick up an object actually called dung.
And at least they aren't hiding the fact.
No, they're not. So have fun picking up dung.
And finally joining us is Keith.
This isn't so much an exact quest, because like I said, I was going to use the feces fetching quest as well, but since everyone else is already doing that, I'm just going to go with the fact that these people are asking you to, the world's in dire peril, please go save the world, would you like to buy some gear? Or some potions.
You still have an issue with that.
I have a great issue with that. The world is ending, and the merchant who wants you to go help him won't even give you a potion. You have to still buy it off of him.
Hey, you gotta make a living, even if it's the end of the world.
Capitalism at its finest.
My ridiculous quest isn't as much the overall quest itself as how they implemented it. I was playing Warcraft last night. I had to get some centaur ears.
Centaur ears.
So now you figure it's a centaur. It's a humanoid being. They have 2 ears, right? And I needed to get 15. So I figured, hey, this would be like a 5-minute quest. I can kill these things pretty easily. I'll run in there, kill them all. Every time I killed a centaur, he didn't drop ears. I'm looking at the guy going, but you have 2 ears. Why aren't you dropping 2 ears?
They do that with a lot, when you got to go collect eyes and teeth. Teeth, there was one I always liked.
I can see it on their body. I can see the ear.
What you're missing is that perhaps these are warrior centaurs and they're battle hardened, and maybe in the course of their battles have lost an ear.
No, I can see the ear. I can see the ear on the body. No. I can see the ear on his body.
It's a prosthetic ear, and the quest guy only wants real ones.
Prosthetic ear. Okay.
How do you explain eyeballs and teeth?
Prosthetics.
This week on the GamerCast Network. Tune in to Gamertag Radio to find out the latest information on all things Xbox. Be sure to check your facts with the post-game report. Tune in to Uncle Gamer for their own special brand of humor. Discover the podcast community that brings you all these great podcasts and more. GamerCastNetwork.com.
Next topic.
So, Ivan and Keith here, you guys have been playing a bit of Castle Crashers for the Xbox 360.
I've been playing a lot Castle Crashers.
Game's a lot of fun.
I finished it once.
Just once. This is the kind of game you can go back to, correct? Play through with another character.
Oh, yeah.
Because each character you can level up, and then when you do the arenas, you actually unlock the enemy characters that you can play with as well.
Now, this game is by the developers who did Alien Hominid.
Yep. He's a character you can be as well.
Only if you purchased Alien Hominid, though.
But this game doesn't play like Alien Hominid, right? This is more of like a brawler, run around, beat things up.
It plays like the old school Ninja Turtles or X-Men, Double Dragon, that kind of gameplay.
It does play similarly to Alien Hominid, except you're not an alien shooting a gun, you're a knight swing a sword or shooting magic. Now, the one big difference is Alien Hominid was a lot more difficult because it was like one hit, you're dead.
That's why I remember Alien Hominid being a very difficult game. This one, when I was playing it, I didn't think this one was that hard at all.
No, and you can put points into health/defense so that you can have more hit points.
They have all the little animals that you can pick up along the way. The pets, which will give you bonuses. So they have a little seahorse that'll let you move across water quicker. They have a little monkey that gives you an increased chance to find things.
And my my favorite guy, the Beholder. He's a little eye with little tentacles hanging underneath, and he gives you bonus to magic. He's the coolest looking pet.
Now, Ivan here, you were looking for a 4-player game. And has this met your requirement?
It will. I haven't gotten a chance to actually play it with more than 2 people. One friend of mine at work who I was going to play with got married yesterday, so he's been out. This
Bastard's ruining your gaming.
Yeah, the past week and in this week. So once he gets back, though, I'll be able to try that. I'm sure it will. I mean, it's got everything we want. It's a lot of fun. It's co-op. It's not adversarial.
You do have to fight each other for the princess's kiss at the end.
Do. That is kind of fun.
Like Double Dragon, where you have to fight each other for, well, I guess, for the bimbo's kiss.
Okay, so sum it up here. How much is the game over live?
It's $15, I think. Absolutely worth it, though.
Well worth it, yeah. And again, download the demo. If you don't like the demo, don't buy it because you're not going to like the game.
I have something to talk about with the Star Wars thing. I found out some disturbing news about the Star Wars game that comes out this week.
Where your demo doesn't fully represent the game.
But the Castle Crashers demo is pretty accurate?
The demo is actually just the first 3 levels, and it cuts you off right at the end of the first boss fight. So the game that you have there is the game, other than unlocking some characters and stuff. You can't ask for much more than what that demo gives you.
Next topic.
Star Wars Force Unleashed comes out this week. Now, segue into what did you hear about the Star Wars game that makes you lose faith in it?
Yeah, so
Lucas directed it.
It was on the front page of Penny Arcade. Apparently, they got the full version early, and so what they had said in there was that, so in the demo, you're this badass Jedi right off the bat, and it wasn't like Jedi Knight, the previous games where you had to start as like a lowly Padawan and work your way up to somebody cool. This game threw you right in and you were a badass. Apparently that's not the case with the game. You do kind of start off as a wuss and you do have to build your way up. Demo is fairly far into the game from what it sounds. Even though you kind of put points into things in the demo, it's still pretty late in the game, it sounded like. Read the Penny Arcade thing if you're interested. There was some bugs and issues with the game as well that I don't really remember, but the big thing there was that you're going to have to put some significant time into the game before you can get to the point where the demo has you.
It almost sounds similar to Crackdown. The demo for Crackdown, didn't that hyper accelerate your progressing?
Yeah, you were pretty far along in levels of skills in the demo.
So now, is that a good or bad thing to kind of misrepresent how the game plays at first, at least at the beginning of the game?
It's a fine line. You don't want the demo to start you off at the beginning like the real game would, because then you're not going to get a sense of what is to come, but putting you at like almost the end kind of gives you a false sense of what you're going to get to, because who knows how far that is. If that's 20 hours into the game, that's 20 hours that you're going to be spending not being that cool. I don't know which I would prefer. I guess I would almost prefer to have slightly advanced skills in the demo.
See, I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with making you be almost God mode, as long as you can play with that much power for more than a stage in the real game.
Okay, so as long as there's some duration in the game where you are the Uber guy, okay.
Exactly. Don't play the demo when the demo is literally the last stage of the game. To me, that's wrong. But other than that, I think that's perfectly fine, because you want to show off what the game is doing in the demo. I can't blame them in any way, shape, or form for showing you what your character can do with all of his powers.
As long as you know that, though, I think. When I first played the demo, I kind of actually thought it was the opposite, that you weren't going to have to level up and get to that point. Every indication that I got was that the demo was how the game was from the very start, and then I bought the game and, I'm a freaking 10-year-old boy in the Jedi Academy or some crap.
Yeah, that I can understand, but for the most part, you should be running with the impression that the demo is going to be giving you a little bit of a souped-up guy.
So, Ivan, knowing that now, are you still going to buy the game?
I have to go back and actually look at that post and read some of the comments about the issues and see how severe those are going to be. I remember reading them and going, oh god, yeah, that sounds pretty bad. Like, if that's really true, then this game it's not that it's broken.
It's dead to me.
You'll wait for a price drop.
A price drop, or I hear that there's a patch that fixes some of the issues, yeah.
Okay.
This patch has fixed the game. The game sucked, and this patch makes it not suck. What's in this patch? It's the not suck patch.
Next topic.
Our friends at EA, I didn't know we had friends at EA, but apparently we do.
Not mine.
They sent us a review copy of Facebreaker for the Xbox 360. and I played it for the past week and a half. And so Facebreaker here is under EA's new freestyle label, which is kind of like their, EA Sports big, more over-the-top, action-ish kind of games. Facebreaker is a boxing game, and it's less of a simulator like Fight Night and more of just a flat-out button-mashing kind of game.
It's Controller Breaker, the game.
It almost pays homage back to the old Mike Tyson's Punch-Out for Nintendo.
Does it have Super Macho Man and the Sandman and Piston Honda in that, or no? Now, I'd assume not, because that was a Nintendo title, but they might have an incarnation of it.
It has a lot of over-the-top characters in terms of, different personas and those kind of things. It has, a guy called Ice, a guy called Spin, a couple chicks, a voodoo boxer. There is a gambit of different kinds of boxers there.
Sounds like the WWE and their stable of nonsensical characters and personas.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but nothing back to the old Mike Tyson days. Problem with the game, well, I'll get into the problems in a minute. Let me just talk about the actual gameplay real quick. So you have light jabs, you have a little more pumped up hit if you hold the button down. If you just tap a button, you get a light hit. If you hold the button down a little second, then release, you get a more heavier hit. You can either do low body shots or high shots, high for the head. And then you have what are called breakers.
Twist the controller until it starts creaking.
Yes, it's all about breaking the controller. And you also have a defense system. And really the game, in terms of actual hitting, breaks down to rock, paper, scissors kind of mechanics.
Light beats heavy, medium beats light, and heavy beats medium.
Pretty much, but it's rock, paper, scissors at lightning speed, which means it pretty much just ends up being button mashing. And that's really what the biggest detractor for the game is how fast it is. Because you will get frustrated very quickly playing the game, even on the lowest difficulty setting. It's not called easy mode, it's called fierce mode. It is not easy to play the game. You will get frustrated a lot playing this game.
Are the breakers in this game like any other EA game where it can't be countered or stopped?
Yeah, let's get into the breakers real quick. So the breakers work by, when I connect twice, 2 low hits and 2 high hits, I get a little more power to my breaker. And then when I throw the breaker, that's when I get a heavier hit on you. They're not unstoppable. I think you can avoid them. However, as I said, you can build the breaker up over time with the more consecutive blows you land. So if you hit someone with the most powerful breaker or face breaker, the game ends.
It breaks your face!
Normally you lose after 3 knockdowns, but if you get a face breaker, you're out right then. The game's over. And in fact, I was playing a couple of times online with some guys, and they had me down twice and were about to take me out the third time when I just got into a rhythm and got a face breaker on them and beat them. Now, beyond the normal boxers, there is a created boxer system, and with this, you can put your own face on the boxer. You can get your image in there either via the Xbox Vision camera, or you can upload your image to the EA Sports website. I made one, and it actually looks pretty good. I sent the link out a couple days ago. I'll put some images in the show notes.
I did see the pictures. Yeah, it does look pretty slick.
That's really the only customization you have, is the face. There are no skills or stats, which comes down to kind of why, in my opinion, this game really isn't worth full retail price right now, is that there really isn't much depth to the game.
So you can't make a fast boxer or a higher endurance boxer or...
Nah, none of that, but pretty much your boxer's abilities are dictated by the body type you use, and there's only a finite number of bodies to choose from. If you're looking for Fight Night, don't come here. Wait for Fight Night Round 4, which is coming out. That's probably going to be what you want. But if you just want a fast, arcadey, boxer, button mashing kind of game, yeah, that's what you'll get out of Facebreaker.
Next topic.
How is Rock Band 2 so far? Enjoying it?
So far, Rock Band 2 is the same as Rock Band. I didn't think it was going to sell that well. I went to Best Buy and they didn't have it, so I went next door to GameStop and they didn't have it. And then I went to Circuit City and they didn't have it, so I went next door to Toys R Us. And I hate shopping at Toys R Us for video games because they're one of those annoying places that put all of their games behind the glass, so you have to find somebody to open the damn thing and
then the giraffe touches you inappropriately.
Yeah.
But you want the game. If you want the game, you got to have the giraffe touch you.
I know. It's a monopoly. I mean, they have a good racket going.
Ivan, did you have Rock Band 1?
I had the game.
Now that you've played Rock Band 2, would you recommend sticking with Rock Band 1 for a while, or...?
Like I always said, Rock Band 2 is a good deal just for the game because you get 85 songs on there for $60, which if you download them from the marketplace, you're going to spend twice that on songs. As far as just additional song content, it's worth it just for that.
Now, has anyone heard if they're going to continue to put out Rock Band downloadable content?
The songs work on both. And if you actually go to Xbox Live Marketplace now, you go to Rock Band, there's all the songs. You go to Rock Band 2, all of the same songs are there. So I'm assuming as they put out content, it will be playable on either game.
So if I buy it right now for Rock Band, and then I get Rock Band 2, do I have to do anything special to make it work, or should it just work?
No, it just works. Like I said, started up Rock Band 2, went to songs. All my downloaded songs are there.
That's very intelligent of them.
Yeah.
So then what's the $4 transfer fee for?
That is so you put your Rock Band 1 disc in and say export all of the songs to files, and then you pay $5 to do that. And then when you start Rock Band 2, you have all the Rock Band 2 songs, all of the songs that you've downloaded, and most of the Rock Band 1 songs. There's 4 or 5 songs that didn't, for whatever licensing reasons, they couldn't transfer over, so you don't get those. But
yeah, it's like a Metallica, and I think
the Iron Maiden one too.
That's a big shocker. Metallica doesn't let someone use their stuff.
Right, especially knowing that Guitar Hero Metallica edition is coming out. I think there's a Metallica song on Rock Band 2, though.
But so far, it is just Rock Band, just with new songs.
As far as the guitar goes, not a whole lot of difference. The other thing that I saw was drums now have drum solos, a lot like guitar solos. So your area turns blue, and you're in drum solo mode.
When my area turns blue, I start to worry. Sorry.
Other than that, like I had said previously, the singing thing, there's now star power for singers as well.
I guess it all comes down to, do you want to pay the $60 for the disc of new songs, and if you like those songs that are on there?
If you're playing Rock Band, chances are you'll want to pay the $60. I personally think it sounds like it's worth it to pay a $5 just to have everything.
Yeah, so it's $65 to be able to play everything in one game, and I think it's worth it. And then you can register online, and it's not ready yet, but I'm assuming in the next couple of weeks they have 20 additional songs that you'll be able to download for free. And they looked like real songs, not like they're bonus tracks that they have on there by the people who work at Harmonix. You get a lot of stuff. Yeah, they didn't change a whole lot as far as gameplay goes, but in my opinion, gameplay worked really well in Rock Band. I still have an issue with the whole star power thing. I can't activate star power without it throwing me completely off. It breaks your concentration, or at least it breaks my concentration. When you're focusing on little colored dots coming down, and then all of a sudden your brain says it's time to push a button or tilt your guitar, I always miss like a note or two.
My own personal tip here. Yes, you may look like a fool, but if you just do the I'm a little teapot maneuver and don't actually mess with your alignment of hands and guitar, it's a lot easier.
So you're just saying tip yourself over.
Yeah, tip yourself over and pour yourself out.
The Rock Band guitar, actually your pinky, at least my pinky finger, rests almost right on the button that is the...
Well, that's because you have Nosferatu hands.
It's true. My point, though, isn't a matter of having to move around screws me up. Like I said, my brain says it's time to hit the button, and that breaks my concentration from the colored dots.
So you don't multitask well. You can't rub your stomach and tap yourself on the head at the same time, right?
I can multitask just fine.
Well, if you could multitask just fine, you'd be able to push the little button and start Star Power.
I was about to say,
I can do it just fine. It's just I can't do it as accurately as not doing both.
We get defensive, why don't we?
Well,
Next topic.
Guess what? They might make a Duke Nukem movie.
Duke Nukem?
Which will come out first, the movie or the game?
I don't know. The guy who wants to produce the movie.
Uwe Boll?
No. This is the guy who is producing the upcoming Max Payne movie. The one with Mark Wahlberg. Marky Mark. And he's the one wanting to put together this Duke Nukem movie. This guy's track record, apart from Max Payne, really isn't too good. I mean, he was trying to get a American McGee Alice movie put together, but that one has been in development since Alice came out, which is a long time ago.
Good game, though.
Good game. Probably would make a good movie if someone could ever get it together. As for Duke Nukem Forever news...
They joined with Phantom Console?
No, I mean, there really isn't any. It wasn't shown at E3, it wasn't at PAX. According to the developer of the game, George Broussard, the project's going really well. There are several hours of polished game to play.
Really, honestly, at this point, why even bother? Even if it's a good game, it's not going to be good enough for the amount of time and whatnot that they've spent on it.
How do you spend whatnot?
It's very easy to spend whatnot. We're spending whatnot right now.
Oh, we'll let the listeners bask in the whatnot for a moment. And there you go.
I'd probably be more likely to play Halo 3 than I would be to be playing that anyways.
I would play Duke Nukem over that.
Okay, now you guys who said you'd play Duke Nukem, coming out in 3 weeks, supposedly, on Xbox Live Arcade is the port of Duke Nukem 3D.
How many points? If you say anything more than 400, no.
People have been speculating in the 800 to 1200 range.
Like I said, 400 or nothing, because that game, the graphics are horrid.
Okay, hang on. 2 of the new features they're adding. One of the features is going to be 8-player co-op or competitive multiplayer. Meh. Okay. And they're also adding in a rewind feature, much like Braid and all those kind of games. Whereas if you die, you can rewind time.
That changes the entire game. It's not the same game as it was now. I thought we were kind of moved past porting
Subpar games.
in the hopes of making another quick buck on them. I mean, I don't care how much extra development time they put in to this. The fact remains is they're not going to do much with the graphics. It's going to be the same game, and it's going to be like playing Doom. You know, it was fun for 10 minutes to relive what it used to be like playing video games, but the fact remains we've played it before, and my God, making it more accessible doesn't mean that it's still playable to me. Now, if I'd never played it before, maybe I would go back and play it a little bit.
And like I said, 400 points or go home.
If I had to guess, I would say it's going to be 800 points. It'll be $10.
I would tend to agree with you, but to me, that's not worth it.
I wouldn't even buy it for 400 because, like I said, I played the heck out of that game when it came out the first time.
Everyone seems pretty definitive. I probably won't buy it either, even though I played the heck out of it, but I played the heck out of it.
Next topic.
Let's do the factor crap.
The hell was that?
Ivan, answer your phone.
Yeah, hold on a second.
What song do you have on your phone?
Thinking it's something from Wham.
You would choose Wham. Actually, I would pick Duran Duran over Wham.
Wait, as in his ringtone, or as you'd prefer to listen to Duran Duran?
No,
over
as in
Wham?
I think he would listen to Duran Duran over Wham.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would too.
Who would, in their right mind, listen to Wham?
I don't know.
Is he back yet? Ivan, you back yet?
Take your time, Ivan.
Just trying to do a show.
Shattered Dream Pie to whoever called him.
If you listen to the show, why do you ask that question? Ah, Jesus.
What are you looking at, mailbags?
Kind of. I was just checking the forums and someone sent me a message saying, where do I send mail to the mailbag? What?
Mailbag at videogameshow.com.
I say it every week. Come on.
Exactly.
Is he back yet? Ivan? Yo, Ivan.
Think he was swept away to the land of Oz.
That would suck. Not that I don't like munchkins, but...
Now, I wonder if the Munchkins, would there only be like one Munchkin left? Because I think that's all that's left alive. He'd show up, and there'd be one old Ash Munchkin sitting there.
So munchkins can't reproduce. They couldn't have had kids.
No, they're sterile.
When was that mentioned in Wizard of Oz?
Page 428.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello?
Really?
I have no clue.
I gotta go. Mary's car broke down or something.
Did the hurricane get her?
So
apparently.
Keith was right. Shattered Dream Pie for whoever did call Ivan.
I win. Factor crap. It was a fact. Shattered Dream Pie to whoever called Ivan.
Let's save the factor crap for next week. Go, Ivan.
All right, guys.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
Later.
See you, Ivan.
Next topic.
Mailbag.
Okay, so we have a mail here from Tony.
What's up, Tony?
And he's talking about a casual game that he found that he really likes.
Sex?
No.
No. I like that casual game.
Hey guys, this is a really fun casual game I found online a few years ago. It was extremely popular in my town because it is quite frankly one of the best casual games ever. You can jump in and you know what you are doing almost immediately, yet it has a crisp strategic element to it that makes it fun for almost any gamers. It is called Tanks. I was reading his description here of the game, and as I was reading the description, I was saying, I've played this game. Has anyone here played Scorched Earth, the turn-based artillery game?
Yeah.
Have we? Yeah.
So Tony here, the game he's describing, I'll put the link in the show notes. Tanks is basically Scorched Earth.
Well, yes, that is a good game.
Yeah, I liked it so much that a couple years ago I went back and looked for it and found it and downloaded it.
It's mainly a two-player game. You have two turrets, Your goal is to blow up the other turret. So you try and maneuver your trajectory and you account for wind, and when you fire the shot blows up something near the opposing turret, and you gotta take that into account for your next shot. And that's all it is. You're going back and forth trying to blow up the other guy. It's a fun game. It's been around for years. I mean, this is nothing new. Now, would you call it a casual game?
Yes. You could sit down, pick it up, learn how to play. You could play a game in 5-10 minutes. I mean, it's not grueling or long.
Which kind of meets all of our descriptions of a casual game.
Next topic.
Okay, next piece of mail here. See what you guys think about this one. This is from Carl. Hey guys, I was looking through Vegas' 2's achievement list and I found the Xbox Live Vision camera one. I've always thought that the camera was a rip-off piece of tech from Microsoft, and they just use it to rake money in. I was thinking it'd be quite cool to make an iToy-esque game with it. I remember iToy Play on the PS2 being lots of fun. So what do you think Microsoft could use the camera for other than achievements?
Well, they already have things like that with Totem Ball. Not that I could get it to work, but Rocky and Bullwinkle has camera stuff. Mainly the cool thing that I found is not necessarily for games, but I think it's kind of cool for when playing Uno or things like that. You can have the camera on and, well, I mean, most of the time I'm playing with friends. I'm not playing with random people, so I don't have to worry about seeing a mushroom head get stamped on the monitor or something.
Thank you for putting it that way, Keith.
But there's really not that much you can do. Like even the iToy. Yeah, that we had fun with that thing. I'd say buy it if you're a kid and that kind of thing, but that got old quick too. There's only so much you could do with flailing around. Now, as I say that, look at the Wii. But it's different from that because
sometimes it wouldn't work too well.
Yeah, if you moved too quick, there's just lots of stupid things you could do, and it doesn't work. It doesn't pick up very well.
There's still practical uses for using the Vision Cam for video conferencing.
That was our main reason for us getting the camera. And I mean, we even do that still to chat amongst, like my mom chats with her family, and my dad talks to his buddy Joe and Mary, and they use the camera on the computer to do that. It's a USB. It plugs into your computer.
Okay, well, there are some uses there for the camera besides achievements.
Next topic.
Last piece of mail, we'll do this one. This is from Mike. In the Game Informer magazines, there are multiple lists and charts that represent the top 10 games sold in specific areas in the past month. I was looking at the September issue's charts, specifically the top 10 PC games, and number 10 on the list was the Diablo Battle Chest. I was both shocked and awed when I saw that on the list. My question is, would you guys attribute this to the announcement of Diablo 3, getting players back into Diablo, or does the Battle Chest regularly sell a lot and this was just a slow month in PC games?
The Battle Chest, to my knowledge, has always sold a lot. That's one game that you wander into any store, you know, one of their 4 PC games that they have is the Diablo 2 Battle Chest.
Even though it's been out for years, the price has never dropped on that. It's still like $40.
But it still sells, and if you haven't played that game, it's still worth buying.
Yeah, now I don't know if for that month, if it just showed up on this chart just because it was a slow month, or if it was because of Diablo 3. It might have been because of Diablo 3.
Yeah, I would say it's probably a combination of both.
It probably always is in the top 20.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement.
It's probably just that one month when Diablo 3 was announced that it got bumped up to the top 10. So if you haven't played it, go play it. It's a fun game. Just ignore the graphics because they're kind of old. And that was Video Game Show episode number 107 for Sunday, September 14th, 2008. Any ham sandwiches or share dream pies to give to the world peoples? Share dream pie to hurricanes that screw up Skype and screw up people's cars.
I was about to say, or level cities, you know, even though we're in Ohio and we're complaining about the hurricane, we could be living in Texas and no longer have a town.
Ham sandwich to Samsung. I love my new TV, by the way. It is so nice.
I can give a ham sandwich over to our friends at EA for giving us a copy of Facebreaker. Actually, that'll probably be our next giveaway after the 2 Human giveaway.
Actually, I want to give Chad a ham sandwich for helping me fix my 360 so that Jill can play things that I've downloaded.
Yes, you had an issue because the refurb you got back, they didn't transfer the licenses over for you, which people say they're supposed to do, but that tool made it work.
Oh yeah, it was like 5 minutes and it was ready to go.
A few quick announcements. First up, right before this episode on the feed, I put a copy of the audio from the podcasting panel that was hosted by hosts from shows all across the GamerCast network. I was on the panel, Natalie from Achievement Junkie was there, Jay from Uncle Gamer, Doc from Sarcastic Gamer, and Godfrey from Gamertag Radio. The panel was moderated by Chris Palladino. And the subject was podcasting as a new type of media. Go check it out. You might find it interesting. Next. This is the last week for the Two Human contest. Get your entries in by Saturday the 21st. Remember, we're looking for the most useless superpower and how you would use it to annoy the world. This week for the GamerCast Network Gaming Night, they're playing Unreal Tournament 3 on the Xbox 360. Check out the forums for all the details at gamercastnetwork.com/forums. And as always, send your comments, questions, queries, concerns, or roll call question to the mailbag at mailbag@videogameshow.org, Skype us at videogameshow, or call us at 320-300-GAME. That is a standard long distance call, and all normal fees apply. And that's a wrap. Good night. Okay, so in the Facebreaker, you have light attacks, heart attacks.
Heart attacks?
No, not heart attacks.
The fat guy always dies in round